What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global here, back with another video. In this one, going to be talking about the offseason. I'm going to be talking about Cam Newton. Obviously, the Patriots are done with their season. We aren't going to the playoffs. We're not making a potential Super Bowl run. Today was our last game against the Jets. So, officially from here on out, we're going to be talking about free agency. We're going to be talking about draft. We're going to be talking about rebuilding because we can't focus on a season because our season is over. And today, before today's game, some news came out from Adam Schefter that Patriots quarterback Cam Newton and the Patriots are likely to separate this offseason. They're likely to go in separate directions, and the Patriots are not likely to bring back Cam Newton for the 2021 season. Of course, off the bat, there's going to be 50% of people who are happy, and there's going to be 50% of people who are not happy. And with me, I'm kind of more so on the side of I'm not too happy with that decision. And this is what Adam Schefter exactly said. Now, he said, Cam Newton sound resigned this week to the fact that he'll be moving on from New England. He also said that it looks like he's looking for something different and that the Patriots are also looking for something different. He said that both sides enjoyed their relationship, but both sides expect that it will take them to a different place and a different direction in 2021, with Cam Newton likely moving on and the Patriots in search of a new quarterback next season. We'll see what direction they decide to go. So nothing is official. I heard a lot of people speculating from Cam's interview this week and last week that he just sounds, the way he's talking, like he will not be back with the Patriots in 2021. Nothing is official. Cam Newton has not come out and said, I'm not looking to be with the Patriots. The Patriots have not come out and said, we'll be looking to move on from Cam. It's a little bit more speculation, but we've heard a lot of these rumors going around. And while I definitely think the Patriots should bring Cam Newton back on a low contract, I do understand why both sides, if this is true, would not want to have a reunion. Cam Newton said himself that the Patriots system is extremely hard to learn. It's extremely hard to grasp, and that he himself has not fully grasped it just yet, which is a big reason that his season was so struggling. Then on the Patriots side of things, the way that they were using Cam Newton was not really how Cam Newton should be utilized. And I think that could be part of why, if Cam Newton wants to move on, it could be that direction also. The Patriots tried to use Cam Newton as a classic Tom Brady, sit back in the pocket and pass the ball. And that's not what Cam Newton is. He has to be free. He has to use his legs. And they designed plays at times that fit that. But there was a lot of times that they just tried to use that same scheme, that same playbook that they used with Tom Brady, and you can't do that because these are two polar opposite quarterbacks. And if that's what the Patriots want to do, if that's what this Patriots offensive system is, and they want to utilize a quarterback that is going to be used in the type of role that Tom Brady was, then okay, Cam Newton is not going to be your answer, and that could explain potentially why they'd want to move on. Cam started off this season pretty great, especially for a guy who didn't get an offseason, came into the process extremely late. He was looking great, and then he went down with COVID, and things definitely started to hit the fan for him. Decision-making is not there. Him being a classic pocket passer, again, also is not there. His mechanics are extremely off. The way he throws the ball, it's just not there. He also has a lot of trouble going through his progressions with his receivers. He's missing wide open receivers. We don't know if it's the mechanics that's an issue or if it's truly just the progressions. He's not going through his progressions fast enough to get to these open receivers, but just a countless amount of times we have seen guys wide open down the field, big splash plays, whether it was N'Keal Harry wide open in the middle of the field and Cam Newton's just too late getting to him. He's just not getting through his progressions. And I think originally when the Patriots signed Cam Newton, it was not the end-all, be-all. Let's keep in mind that they signed him very, very late into the process. They signed him right before the start of their training camp. And obviously when you sign a guy that late, you're kind of just last minute throwing him into a situation. They originally thought that Jarrett Stidham could be that guy, maybe Brian Hoyer, and then they just didn't like what they saw, and they kind of had to look to what they had in free agency. If they really wanted Cam Newton that bad and they thought that Cam Newton was the end-all, be-all, they would have signed him back in March when he was released by the Panthers, but they did not sign him until August, which was, again, very late into the process, very late into the offseason. So the Patriots really could have just had this set in mind of, let's take a chance on Cam Newton, let's see what he's got, but You know, he's more of a placeholder for the 2020 season, and we'll kind of reevaluate in 2021. Me personally, I'm a firm believer that with a full offseason with New England, of course, we don't know exactly what offseason we'll get just yet with COVID and whatnot, but I think it will be more of an offseason than last year. But with more of an offseason with the Patriots, for them to really work one-on-one with Cam Newton, for Cam Newton to work with these receivers, to work with Bill Belichick, really work through these mechanics, I think could be super beneficial for both sides. Not them last minute trying to gather this together and trying to make it work during the season, because that's just not going to work. And obviously, although Cam Newton was having some issues here in the passing game, part of that was also because of what the Patriots had as weapons. I'd be curious to see what he'd also look like, not just with an offseason with New England, but also with some upgraded weapons. Again, for me, Cam Newton even coming back, re-signing with New England would not be the end-all, be-all. This isn't you re-sign Cam Newton and you have your quarterback for 2021. Either way, the Patriots, whether they make a trade, whether they pick up someone in free agency, whether they draft a quarterback, whatever it might be, you have a battle. You have a battle at the quarterback position. What I would love to see the Patriots do is draft a quarterback maybe at some point, bring back Cam Newton on a deal, and then bring back a veteran, whether that is maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo, whether that's a Jacoby Brissett, whether that's a Carson Wentz, whether that is a Jimmy G. No matter what it might be, have these guys battle it out and see who is going to be your best option. Obviously, when last offseason you had guys like Cam Newton and Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Stidham, chances are Cam Newton was going to finish out on top with all of these guys, but let's have some actual quarterbacks come into play and see who is going to be your best option at that point. For Cam Newton's perspective, I don't see too many teams looking to go out there and grab him as their starting quarterback. A lot of teams are going to have their starting quarterback already, especially because the teams that don't have their quarterback are likely going to get them in this upcoming draft. So Cam Newton is probably going to come into a situation where he's either battling for a job or he's going to be second string. I still think either way, the Patriots are one of the best places for him to land to get that starting job. I mean, maybe he goes to Washington, but other than Washington, there's just really not much teams that I can see genuinely needing a guy like Cam Newton, and especially after how he performed this year. Nothing crazy, nothing to say he should be a starting quarterback. What's his offseason going to look like for him? Now, with the Patriots' perspective, because of this report, we're kind of going to have to go about things as if Cam Newton is not coming back. So, you guys stay tuned. Make sure you have my post notifications on. Of course, that also means make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you get notifications. Going to be making a lot of videos on guys who could potentially take over at the quarterback position for the Patriots in 2021 with this new perspective on the Patriots quarterback coming out. What are your guys' thoughts on this, though? What are your thoughts on Cam Newton? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.